place for the weary kind.
This is so unfair.
What?
Some people give 10 years of their life to be able to do something like that, and it just pours out of you.
This is a movie that has already sparked so much Oscar talk. And you've been nominated already 4 times without having won. So terrible.
No,
Not even nominated for The Big Lebowski or Fabulous Baker Boy.
Yeah.
So do you go home and throw darts at something, or you just let it all go?
Oh, no. No, man.
Doesn't matter.
No, I'm as definitely as famous as I want to be. I don't want it anymore. No, I feel, I hear this thing about, I'm not acknowledged. I feel so stroked, so acknowledged, and thrilled about my career and the people that I've worked with and all the stories I've gotten to tell. I couldn't have dreamed of being any cooler than it is.
If I just mentioned a couple of titles to you of the movies, and the first thing I think of is actually your first Oscar nomination, and that's Last Picture Show. That's a while ago.
Yeah.
Have you looked at that lately?
I have. About a couple of years ago. God, what a movie, man. Huh? It just sits alone by itself.
But what do you think when you're looking at you?
The scene that really sticks out for me with that movie is that last scene of Chloris's. Where Timmy comes by and he's kind of cheated on her and stuff, and the emotion that she shows in that scene about, she gets so pissed at him and throws that teapot or whatever, and then comes out and never you mind, God, that never you mind, that kills me.
And then next time it's Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, you're with Clint.
Clinton, yeah.
Clint.
Yeah. As you also know, Cimino is kind of famous for 60, 70 takes, with Heaven's Gate. And on Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, I was the one who was always saying, Mike, I got an idea. Can I have one more shot? And he would say, got to ask the boss, he would go up and ask Clinton. Clint would say, give the kid another shot. Yeah. So I appreciate Clint for that.
Clint, if you're listening to this, that he appreciates it.
Absolutely.
That other shot that you
man.
had. And then Starman. Starman is kind of the big deal. It's the Best Actor nomination that happens, Alien and everything. What are your memories of that?
Working with Karen Allen, wonderful experience with her, and playing that part. A lot of these awards and stuff really depend so much on the role. The role that you get to play, and what a great role.
Yeah, I don't know how you get in shape or to play an alien. I don't know what it is that you do.
I came across this guy, Russell Clark, who I knew, who was a dancer, beautiful dancer, and he had very long kind of body. And I said, yeah, if I found out he was from outer space, I'd say, oh yeah, okay. So I hired this guy, and we would work together on that first scene, the birth scene of Starman. From the lessons that I learned from Russell, I would take those home, and I would take a video camera and I would video myself. And I remember one day I was doing that in the nude, because that's how Starman had to be. And I was, born like this, and I remember my wife coming in and her opening the door, and we made eye contact, and then her expression, that's in my mind. Whenever I see Starman,
it's just Jeff again in the nude. I'm closing the door.
What did you think I was doing? I mean, just photographing myself in this fetal position, nude on the
Look,
corner.
she married an actor.
Yes, Mr. President?
Could you whip up some Kung Pao chicken, but with walnuts?
No problem, sir.
The most recent nomination you had was for The Contender, where you get to be President of the United States, all powerful.
Yeah.
Everything. What about that one?
Who I used a lot was my father.
Lloyd.
Who loved doing what he was doing. He loved show business, man. Just loved it. And I figured this president that I played loved being president, kind of like Clinton. You had that same kind of feeling, and you just loved it, And so I used my dad a lot in that one. My dad was a very gregarious guy.
Are you employed, Mr. Lebowski?
Well, wait, let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
So that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness or Duder or, you know, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Who did you use for the dude?
Myself a lot, you know. Clothes are a big thing for me, and remember Mary Zofries, the costume designer on The Big Lebowski, came over, and I always like to look through my own closet to see if what happens, and I pull out all kinds of stuff, and she said, "Oh, I like it. Oh, yes, jellies. I like those, and all those, all of that stuff."
It's all coming from you.
Oh,
She had
yeah,
everything
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Wow. Maybe even the weed. Who knows? I don't
Yeah,
know.
but now again, like on Bad, I didn't smoke any weed on that, for the because the Coen brothers,
They wouldn't like it.
I don't know about them, but their script is so precise. We would improvise sometimes to discover the kind of the reality and the truth of the scene that was going down. But I would always go back to their script, every comma, every man, to make sure that because that's like the song, that's like the lyrics of their song.
With my return, as I'm so beautifully and smoothly handling this, to Crazy Heart and to Bad Blake, there's a song, I think a brilliant song, called "The Weary Kind."
Oh yeah, gosh, beautiful song.
And it's, well, you could set it up a little about why Bad writes this song in the first place.
What happened was that Colin Farrell, he was at Cantor's Deli in L.A., and he saw this young country artist there who was living out of his car, named Ryan Bingham, and he brought him to the attention of Scott Cooper, and Scott met him and thought he might be interesting to have him in a role in the movie, which Ryan plays. And Scott invited him if he had any songs, if he read the script and had any songs, please let us know. So he called him up, Ryan, and he was a very humble guy. He said, "I think I might have a song you might consider." He said, "Oh, good. Well, come on over to T-Bone's and play it." And he sat there on T-Bone's coffee table and played us this remarkable song that he wrote. I don't know how. Very, very quickly, inspired by the movie, fit perfectly. And I remember seeing T-Bone's face, when he heard that thing, and just, how wonderful it was, but also the pressure. We got our song.
We got the song. Well, I think it would be a beautiful thing if you gave us a little of that to take us out.
I haven't played this for a while, but let me see if I can do it. Your heart's on the loose. You roll them sevens with nothing to lose. This ain't no place for the weary kind. You called all your shots, shooting 8-ball at the corner truck stop. Somehow it don't feel like home anymore. And this ain't no place for the weary kind. This ain't no place